crafting friends, it's Angela here. How are we all doing today? I'm so glad you're here. I invite you to come and sit with me for a little while as we create another little journal project together for our fairy journal. Of course, this can go into any style at all. So come and share a laugh or two with me. Slow down the world for a moment and simply enjoy the peace that creativity brings us. Now today I've got a quick and simple little project to share with you. It is super hot and I wanted to do some crafting because I really do enjoy the peace that it brings, but so I thought I'd do this little one, which is really adorable. And again, you can use scrappy pieces of paper to do this. It's really easy. Right, so I have put one together here for you in my journal. I'm in this journal signature here. I've just marked it over there, and it's these little faux envelope pockets, really easy. I'm going to show you what it does now. So it's going to go here, and then I've just grabbed two pieces of ephemera, so always believe that something wonderful is about to happen. Isn't that an amazing thought to carry into your day? I love that. And be kind to yourself always. That's priority number 1 and 2. All right, we're going to stick that on 3 sides, and then that's going to go in there like that. So it's got this faux little seal, a little bit of the lace that's in the kit, and the little floral bit there. Now with this one, and I've got 2 different closure options. I have just added some of those Velcro dots on there. I'm not going to do it with the others. I've done it with 2 of them, just to see, but you know, that works well if you've got those. You can use your little magnets if you've got those. These just open up. It's just a single sheet of paper. You can stencil on here if you want, but because it's a hidden written spot, I'm just going to keep it like that. Nobody's any the wiser, and we're going to use it as a little pocket as well. Right, so that's what we're going to do today, and I love those. I do love those. I make different versions of this, but this little one is perfect for this little fairy journal. All right, so that's where that one's going to go. I'm going to close that up, move that to the side, and we can make a start. All right, so I've got a little template that I used from the last time I did this, which was quite a while ago, and it's really easy. So what I've done is I've taken the width of the page. So mine is 8 1/4 inches. Yours might be 8 1/2. That's not going to make any difference. All right, so that's what we're using for the length here, the width of your page. And that equates to 21 centimeters for A4 and 21.55 if it is US letter. Okay, 8 1/2. Right, so you're going to cut this. The width of this is, now why don't I have that? It is 3 3/4 inches across. All right, 3 3/4 inches across, and I will tell you what that is in centimeters. So there's the 3 3/4, and it's 9 1/2 centimeters. Okay, so that's what we're going to do with that. Now you've just got to make 2 folds here for the actual envelope size itself. What I did was, now you might want to change this. So let me give you the A4 measurements first. It's 3 1/8 of an inch, or 8 centimeters. You're going to do that twice. So 3 1/8, 3 1/8. So it's 8 centimeters. So 1 there and then 1 there, and that's your 2 folds. Now if you're using a US letter, I would say that you would need to do 3 1/4 inches, 3 1/4 inches, and that would be, what's that in centimeters? 3 1/4 is 8.2. All right, so it's 1 there, you fold it over, and then it's the same there. You could actually just use your boner folder for that one. And whatever's left, which is about 5 centimeters, might be slightly more if it's a US letter, is what we're going to use for the flap. Okay, now the way I did that was to find the center point, and I just went and folded it like that. and just pinched it there. Okay, so I have actually done that, so let's just take one of these here. Alright, so these are the papers that I'm using, so I can show you that. I've got the lovely rose one. These are from the background pages. You can use the double-sided printed pages as well. If you bought a printed kit from me, that would work as well. Okay, so that's the one we're going to use. All right, then I've got the lavender roses, the green roses, and the tiny peach tiny roses. All right, so those are the 4 that I'm doing. I've done 2 of them already. As I said, I've done the pink one with those 2 pieces that we talked about already. Then I have got the little lavender one with a lavender piece of lace and the flower. I've put these on here, which are cute. Tiny fairy, that comes from my freebie. And then I'm using that tag on there, and there, wherever you go with all your heart. Love that. So that's that little card. So there's a couple of these, and I'm using them all today. All right, so that's going to go like that on a page as well. All right, so that's those 2 done. So it's just these 2 that I'm going to do now with you, the green and the tiny print peach. Right, so let's just show you the folds, as I said. Right, so let's go through those measurements again. The first one is 3 1/8 of an inch if it's A4, or 3 1/4 if you're US letter. And as I said, that's 8 centimeters or 8.2. All right, so once you've measured that, you're going to fold that over and use your bone folder. And then where you get to the next bit, you can just run your bone folder there or measure it again from that point if that's easier for you, whatever you prefer. Okay, and then we're just going to fold this piece of paper corner to corner, pinch the middle, and that gives you the middle there, because you need that to hold that down. Just fold that flap over like that. That's going to give you the point. That's how easy it is to make these. Right, so we're going to use our glue here and just press that down, and the same over here. Right, so how's everybody doing? Are you surviving the heat? My gosh, it has been really hot, and we're having a bit of respite today, might I say. It's 30 degrees, so what is that in Fahrenheit? I think that's close to 100, but we are going up over 100 during this week. Thursday and Wednesday and Thursday are supposed to be the peak of the heat wave, the second heat wave. I'm not moaning, I'm just readjusting my days. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting up earlier, going to bed earlier, which is hard because the sun's still up at 10 o'clock at night. Well, it's light still, it's not dark, you know. And then, well, why I say that is because my dogs don't understand that. They think if it's light outside, why are we going to bed? He'll learn. Right, so there we go. We've got all of that like that, and that's how it's going to go. Now, we don't stick those down. We're leaving that open so that you can write your secret messages in there. Right, the next thing I want to do is I've cut myself a piece of the lace. So this is the peachy heart lace. This all comes in the ephemera kit, so it's really easy. You've got pretty much everything you need here, pretty much, for making this whole journal really. Now, I've used a lot of the cut out flowers for this, so I'm going to use this one here, and then those little faux wax seals. And this one's a goldy one, sort of a gold color with a flower. And then the 2 tags, and this one, let your dreams blossom like wildflowers, absolutely, and this beautiful fairy here. All right, so that's what I'm going to use. And then lastly is in a fairy tale. Here we go. Right, now with this one, I'm not going to put on the little Velcro dots. I am going to do a different method. So the first thing is I want to, well, let's get this on. Right, so the way to do this is get it the way you want it to be. So that's the upright position, right? And you want to get that on here. Now I'm going to move it slightly lower, right, so a fair amount of it sticks out. I am going to use my pencil and draw where the point is so that I only stick the glue on within those lines of the point. Okay, and then I'm going to get that stuck on there. That way you know it's upright. You've not got extra glue that's going to stick on here. You don't want that, and there's no glue there now, so it looks like this. Can't remember if I actually, there we go. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to stick on this little bit of lace, but we're not going to stick it all the way across. I'm going to use it as a bit of a closure. So I want to just catch it at the bottom of this there like that. Alright, because that's then going to hold it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little, I should really do it the other way. Because this is in the center, this will work. Alright, so I'm going to make a little mark there, a little mark there, and that's where I don't want to put the glue all the way down. Alright, so let's get our glue on this side. Alright, I'm going to go just where these little things are and then carry on the other side. So effectively I've left most of that unglued. Alright, and now just to make sure that I have got it where I want it, I can let that go up and that go like that. I can always trim off the little bit of excess. I'll just turn that around and trim off this little bit here. Gosh, I wondered why I couldn't see clearly. It helps to put your glasses on. That's better, I can see in 3D now. Thought, gosh, I couldn't see that glue very well. Right, and then just our little label, which is quick and easy. We're going to get that centralized here. There we go, and then our little fussy cut flower, we can get that glue on. Okay, so let's see here. We want to get it without going over that section there with the flower. Right, now with any luck I should be able to have that open there, and that should just tuck in like that. There we go. That looks good, doesn't it? And then we've got our two little tags that are going to just be housed like that. All right, so that's that one. Now just one more to do together. Okay, so I've got the little bit of green lace this time. I think this was left over from our last project, that little piece, and we've got loads of lace, but I've got a plan for it. So I think there were two of each pages, I can't remember now, but quite a lot of lace. And I do have an idea for using it. So this is what I'm using for this one, the last little one, and you'll need all four of these to go into the journal. Right, so for this one I folded the paper already exactly the same. I'm just going to get all the sides done, and then again you're just going to glue that bit down there. You don't have to, you could leave it loose and use it again for secret writing spot. Okay, and then just this little bit there, and again we want to get on our little faux wax seal. I'm going to get it like that. Yeah. We'll just get that marked. And our glue line is drawn. Alright, and then we've got our little lace bit. So again, oh, no. That was nearly, oh, I'm in the habit of just going right across, aren't I? Right, I need to do it this way so I can see. So we are going to go there and there. Right, let's get that on. I'm missing my walks in the woods at the moment because it's so hot. I can't get the dogs down there, which is quite a fair walk from where I live, without nearly, you know, being exhausted from the heat. So we haven't been going down there. We've just been doing our walks around my roads very early. And if I can't fit it in really early, like 8 o'clock, then they have to wait till 8 o'clock at night because it's still that hot. Even at 8 we are doing short walks because it's still so hot. Luckily today, as I say, we've got a bit of a breather. It's only high of 30 today, which is still very hot. It's a funny kind of hot. I mean, I've lived in a hot country that was much hotter than this, and it wasn't the same. But yeah, we're not geared for cool housing or anything. We're geared to keep the heat in. So long after the heat has gone down for the day, the sun, now you sit with a house that's hotter than outside. It's that bad. Right, I'm going to put this on this side. I have done 2 that side, but this one, yeah, I did the pink and the purple. I stuck the flower that side. This one I'm doing this side. Now I'm just checking though if I'm going to be all right. Yeah. Again, I want to just see where that goes. Now it doesn't matter if you go a little bit off the edge of your pocket here, because that will just stick onto your page. Alright, so that's fine. But you don't want to go over where this bit is. So you want to take your little goodie and then just tuck that in there. Alright. And there you go. Alright, simple simples. Right, and there are these 2. In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks. That is true. Nature for me has been an amazing teacher in life. Amazing. There we go, look how cute that is. Right, everybody, that's our little project for today. I'm going to go and make another set for my other journal when it gets cooler. But that's what we've got for today. Really easy, and one you can even do in front of your telly, even if it's just to make these bases, and you can decorate them at a later stage. I hope I've given you lots of mass make ideas. Thank you so much, everyone, for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you all very soon. We will have a new kit coming this week. I hope for it to be our next video, so it should be Friday, and I love this kit. This is my all-time favorite kit, I think. You're going to love it. So look out for that on Friday. Brand new kit. All right. And I will see you very, very soon. See you then. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.